Be strong.
Why Zidane headbutt Materazzi?
Hey Leah, have you ever wondered why Zidane headbutt Materazzi in the 2006 World Cup final?
Hey Alex, yes, I have actually. It was a pretty intense moment in football history. Do you have any thoughts on why he did it?
Well, there are a lot of theories out there. Some people think that Materazzi insulted Zidane's sister, while others believe that he said something about Zidane's mother.
I see. I've also heard that Materazzi might have made a racial slur towards Zidane. Do you think that could be true?
That's definitely a possibility. Zidane has spoken out about racism in football before, so it's not out of the realm of possibility that he would react strongly to a racial insult.
Yeah, that makes sense. But don't you think that as a professional athlete, he should have been able to control his emotions better?
It's definitely not the best way to react, but we're all human and emotions can sometimes get the best of us. Plus, the World Cup final is one of the most high-pressure situations a player can be in, so that could have contributed to the outburst.
I suppose that's true. Do you think Zidane regrets what he did?
I think he has said that he does. It's certainly not a moment he would want to be defined by, but unfortunately, it's something that will always be associated with his career.
It's interesting to think about how one moment can define someone's entire career. Do you think Zidane would still be considered one of the greatest footballers of all time if he hadn't had that incident?
Absolutely. Zidane was a phenomenal player, with incredible skills and achievements. One moment, no matter how significant, can't take away from that.
That's a good point. It's just a shame that such a talented player will always be remembered for a moment of violence, instead of all of the amazing things he accomplished.
Definitely. But at the same time, we can learn from his mistake and use it as an example of why it's important to control our emotions, even in high-pressure situations.
Yes, that's true. And it's also a reminder that words can have a huge impact, and that we need to be careful about what we say to others.
Absolutely. It's important to be respectful and mindful of other people's feelings, no matter the situation.
I completely agree. Do you think that Zidane and Materazzi have ever reconciled since then?
I'm not sure, but I hope so. It's always good to try and make amends, even after a difficult situation.
That's very true. It's never too late to try and make things right.
Exactly. And who knows, maybe one day we'll see Zidane and Materazzi shaking hands and putting the past behind them.
That would be a great example of forgiveness and moving on.
Agreed. And it would. You know, even though the headbutt was a controversial and negative moment for Zidane, it also made him even more famous in some ways.
How do you mean?
Well, before the incident, Zidane was already well known as one of the greatest footballers of all time, but afterwards, he became a sort of pop culture icon.
That's interesting. Why do you think that is?
I think it's because the headbutt was such a shocking and unexpected thing to happen in a World Cup final, especially from someone like Zidane who was known for his calm and collected demeanor. It was a moment that people couldn't stop talking about.
That makes sense. It's kind of like how sometimes a negative news story can actually help to promote a celebrity or a brand.
Exactly. And in some ways, it humanized Zidane a bit more. It showed that even someone as talented and accomplished as him could still be provoked and make a mistake.
I see what you mean. It's almost like the headbutt made him more relatable to people.
Yes, exactly. And even though it's not the best way to become famous, it's still a part of Zidane's legacy that will always be remembered.
Do you think that Zidane himself is happy with how his career turned out, despite the headbutt incident?
I think so. Zidane has always been very private and reserved, so it's hard to know for sure. But he's had a hugely successful career both as a player and a manager, and he seems to be content with his life now.
That's good to hear. It's always nice when someone can find peace and happiness after going through a difficult time.
Definitely. And it's a good reminder that even if we make mistakes, we can still go on to achieve great things in life.
That's very true. I think it's important to remember that we're all human, and we're all going to make mistakes at some point.
Absolutely. And as long as we can learn from those mistakes and keep moving forward, that's what really matters.
I couldn't agree more. It's been really interesting talking to you about this, Alex.
Likewise, Leah. It's always fun to have a conversation about something that we're both interested in.
Definitely. We'll have to do it again sometime.
Sounds good to me. Have a great day.
You too. Bye for now.